That's Chef Soul on the beat cooking up that heat.
Did either of y'all watch all of or parts of Soulja Boy and Bow Wow?
Yeah.
I saw some like Twitter clips and shit.
So I'm a huge Soulja Boy fan for some strange reason. It got me through college. So I fucked with Soulja Boy. I watched it. I didn't like. He's not that good of an entertainer.
Soulja Boy was the first rapper to have fans in college.
hey man. But as an entertainer, I don't think he was like his transitions were trash. You know what I mean? He's not good at.
He did like the same song like 3-4 times. Right?
He did, and that was whack. But I mean, like even his speaking, like transitioning into a new song or the next one, it was bad. Like you could tell that Bow Wow's an entertainer.
Yeah.
Well,
a more polished.
Yeah, he's way more polished. But Soulja Boy just let me get to my songs. My songs are better.
Yeah.
Which I don't. That's debatable too. But I just fuck with Soulja Boy.
Bow Wow has had some hits though. You know.
You know what? I would compare them to. With like
the last one,
it's like like how Howard Stern was always like a shock jock.
Yeah,
but he's still regarded as like one of the greatest to do what he did.
Yeah,
and then you have like Alex Jones, who's just like just straight crazy.
Yeah,
and it's like he may entertain some people.
Yeah,
like he'll never get that regard of like
right.
a broadcast genius like Stern.
Right.
So,
bringing out Romeo was way anticlimactic. It could have been more epic than what it was. Because he was just like, quiet. I'm the first rapper to bring out Romeo. Like, come on, bro. You could have made that better than what it was.
Yeah. Because that moment should have been bigger than what it was.
Like, they cut straight to the Romeo shit because how he brought it out was lame. Come on, Soulja Boy. You can do better than that. Yeah. Bow, bow, bow. Shot the nigga. Y'all saw that video, right?
Oh yeah, the
Vlad interview. Yeah.
I stood over him, took his mask off, and I recognized him. I was like, "Damn!" So I shot him. So at that point, he's not a threat anymore.
I know, man. Come on, bro. You ain't told that to the cop.
Yeah, for sure.
I also am a big fan of Keith Sweat, and I think he out entertained us.
Oh, of course.
Bobby Brown looking like Cedric the Entertainer a little bit nowadays. But I know he's a little bit up there.
Damn.
Sorry, Bobby.
God damn.
I know it's been a couple
Add
years.
Bobby to the apology tour.
I've been to a couple. Only concerts I've ever been to were Keith Sweat concerts. So that's like a tradition of mine.
That's the only concerts you've ever been to?
I've been to 3 concerts. All of them were Keith Sweat headline.
Really? You've never seen anybody else perform live?
Yeah, well, they were under
right
Keith
there.
Sweat. But
no, I mean like the only headline performer you've ever seen is Keith.
Correct. That's because my wife bought them all.
Excuses sound best to the person that's making them up.
And they were entertaining as hell. Why is that funny?
Keith Sweat is the only guy.
That man.
In case you didn't hear that, Matt's been to 3 concerts in his life, and they were all Keith Sweats. Keith Sweats, okay?
They were.
All right.
And I was there with all the aunties, all the grandmas. They were looking at me like, what's this little nigga doing with all these
I bet it
Keith
smelled
Sweat
like
songs?
fishnets, yeah?
It smelled like old people. It smelled like Bengay and, what's that old-ass perfume?
Hey, man, them aunties will turn you out, boy.
I learned a lot of old, auntie, lingo for what they were saying in like the 80s to get their mans like they were saying like get on me and shit like that. Like I don't
think I've ever heard anybody say that before.
Keith Sweat, man. Keith Sweat. So my favorite singer back in the day, and still is
Make It Last Forever,
my favorite singer is Brian McKnight. So my wife bought me Brian McKnight tickets and it was featuring Keith Sweat. Keith Sweat stole the show, bro.
This may need to be the episode title, featuring Keith Sweat, right there.
Oh,
there it is.
He stole the show, man. I've been like fucking.
I got
with
a
Keith
Brian McKnight story. My
shit.
homeboy, my boy, Jason. He used to work at a radio station. That rhymed. I should really be a rapper.
Bars.
So he was saying how man, Brian McKnight's an asshole.
Damn, really?
It's like, man, I was working late shift at the radio, and he came by and he was doing the show. He had this bad attitude, and they invited these women up to come meet Brian McKnight, and one of them brought roses.
Roses.
Shit. Man, look,
he stomped them shits.
He said, man, I fucking hate roses.
Oh, shit.
He threw.
My God.
Brian a rock star, man. I'm telling you, man. Don't give a shit.
No time for roses out here.
Hey, y'all heard Pussy Work, though? It's a Brian McKnight song.
Yeah, I remember that.
Legend.
But Brian McKnight reminds me of this, and this is just how my mind works. Brian McKnight makes me think of his Martin's proposal to Gina.
Yeah.
But that reminds me of his first proposal to Gina, where he was like, Gina, I will marry you. Damn. and that's not linked to anything. So,
I know. Just so y'all know, though, I
Sweat.
really think that the show was overrated. I know as a black man I shouldn't say that, but I am light skinned, and I think that show was overrated.
Your love of Keith Sweat kind of tracks that, yeah.
Martin is overrated, but I've seen Keith Sweat 3 times.
I will go again. He was an entertainer. Lay off the Just for Men, because your hair dye was killing me, bro. But as you are entertaining, brother.
It wasn't that black in 1992.
Hell nah.
Man, the chicken shortage. Have any of y'all been to Thigh Stop?
Not since it's been Thigh Stop.
Thigh Stop?
Nah.
Yeah, not Wingstop.
We doing thighs.
Nah, I haven't.
Shout out to Rick Ross, man. We doing thighs. And speaking of Rick Ross, that reminds me of another. This is going to happen a lot. There's going to be random thoughts I'm going to have based on things that I hear. So somebody said something so real. He was like, man, you know, your friends won't support you, but then they'll get on Instagram telling Rick Ross happy birthday.
You know.
And that just sat with me.
There's some truth to that.
That just sat with me. Like,
Teflon Don.
people who, like, they'll see you doing something and they'll ignore it. Like, they know you, they won't. And it's like, yeah, granted, if you know somebody, that doesn't mean that they owe you to support you. But it'd be appreciated. It's like, hey, my man, my girl doing this, my guy, my homie, whoever, they're doing this. At least let me just share it.
Yeah.
You know, somebody might like it. I might not even be into this, but let me, you know, show some support.
For sure.
But they won't do that. But then they'll get on like Swiss Beats Instagram talking about Big Bro. Oh, Big Bro, that was a classic.
Swiss Beats and Keith Sweat. That's the words of the day.
You know? Yeah, man. So no lemon pepper thighs for anybody.
Not the thighs, not yet.
No.
I haven't.
I'm not
done
against it though.
I'm tempted.
Yeah.
I'm tempted. But
the wing shortage is real though, because you can't find them in no markets.
yeah,
There's nothing.
I just barbecued wings yesterday.
Like wings.
Wings.
Oh wow. Where'd you get them from?
Walmart, Target.
Really?
Yeah, somewhere.
In the meantime, though, we've been eating like rotisserie chicken, like from Target.
Fire. Yeah.
The cooked ones already, the hot ones?
Yeah, it just comes ready made. You know, just got to cut it up.
Boston Market.
Yeah. We had that for dinner earlier in the week with some rice and some cornbord.
Shout out to
Let me
Boston
tell you,
Market.
man.
Shout out Boston
That shit
Market.
was-
Mac and cheese is
That shit was
trash,
sitting.
but that cream spinach. Come on, man.
Oh, what? Man, Boston Market has been dinner a few times in this
Yeah.
household. No problem.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
That
We got-
cornbread was on point.
I ain't really fuck with the cornbread. Not
It's-
really.
it's
The sweet potatoes was good. Had little marshmallows on top.
Yeah.
Like I said, the mac and cheese was ass, but that cream spinach.
I think we ordered Thanksgiving dinner like either this past year or the year before.
Yeah.
And it was Boston Market.
Uh-huh.
It was no regrets at all. It was
Yeah,
good.
that rotisserie, it hit.
Man.
Speaking of things coming up short, Sha'Carri Richardson. She is the woman who got famous recently for being like fast as all hell. I think she's from out here.
She's from
She's
Dallas.
She's from Dallas.
I think Oak Cliff specifically.
Homegrown.
Shout out.
You know, her whole style is very flojo. You know, with the hair and the nails, just. And whoever this white woman is that was commenting about, I don't even want to say her name because I can't remember it. It's either the memory or the bourbon, but whatever. Fuck her. She ain't shit. But Sha'Carri got disqualified from the 100-meter dash. I thought it was just from total competition, but it's from the 100-meter dash, which is her real thing. She could still, I think, do like the team thing.
Yeah, the relay. Yeah.
She could do the relay, which is cool, I guess, but she won't get to do the 100-meter. because they found weed in her system.
It's been a tough week of news in the black community between Bill Cosby getting out and Sha'Carri Richardson being disqualified.
Yeah.
On some bullshit like that.
It's like, so I look at it two ways, and this might be my inner suburb Republican coming.
You watched that Marcellus Wiley thing?
No.
All right, go ahead. Just keep going.
No. Yes, weed should be legalized, 100%. Anybody who's in jail on weed charges or facing weed charges or fined on weed charges, it should all be expunged. You may still, I mean, if you was trafficking, if you was trafficking big work, you might have to deal with some like tax evasion issues. I don't know, but at the very least, marijuana charges should be vacated, done away with, all of it. Burn the papers. Get rid of the computers. Get rid of all the hard drives that have anything to do with weed charges. But while it's illegal, while it's a banned substance, while it's this can have this result against you while you have something to lose.
Yep.
You shouldn't do it.
I agree.
Devil's advocate, though.
And I get her reason.
Where she did
she
it,
just lost.
That's
where
true.
she did it,
See,
it was not
that's
illegal.
true. But
She smoked weed in Oregon,
but
where it was completely legal.
but her
to
job,
recreational
two things.
smoke weed.
it's a rule.
She lost her mother recently,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
I understand just
100%.
finding
Absolutely.
something to cope with.
100%.
Absolutely.
Whether you want to do this or if you want to
Absolutely.
smoke something, get it. I empathize because look, we're all gonna go through it or have gone through it where we're gonna lose a parent or parents, and when that day comes, probably not gonna be too sober that day.
Right.
And the sooner that happens, the more that's probably gonna be on.
Facts.
So I get it. And yes, she smoked in Oregon where it was legal. But the Olympic Committee is more than likely operating under federal laws that they're holding their
Well, they have like
standards.
international shit, right? But
Yeah,
here's the thing, though.
Because wasn't it the U.S. committee that said that she had
It's
to...
a world committee that she wrote that. It wasn't even a U.S.
It's
thing. It was a
international.
world
But
thing.
here's the thing, though. Like, okay, as an international sporting community, your focus should be on protecting the integrity of the sport, right? Which means limiting performance-enhancing drugs.
Indeed.
If you're smoking weed, that's not going to make you faster in the 100-meter dash.
I have an opinion on that. I saw it on the Marcellus Wiley thing. Yes, it does make you faster. It's not an enhancer in that way. But the troubles, like the anxiety that you go through to be an athlete, to get ready for a competition, decreasing that, if you have weed to decrease that anxiety while other ones have it, that is an enhancement.
You have people that...
What?
You have people...
Because if they have anxiety and you don't, or
You
scared or
have
stressed about
people-
the event, and you don't because you've been smoking, that's an advantage.
Okay.
You have people that smoke sativa and it gains like focus.
Yeah.
Now, I wouldn't
not
buy that
performance
as...
I don't buy that at all.
It
I
doesn't
wouldn't buy
enhance your
that as
performance.
like performance enhancing.
Yeah, but it puts you in a better headspace.
And there is a list, and it's probably a long list of things that they say, hey, you can't put this in your body while you're competing.
They do.
But
And
that's...
so, if that's on that list,
That's a rule.
gotta
Is it a
stay
bullshit rule?
away
I
from
agree.
it.
It's
I
a
would
bullshit rule.
hate it.
However,
It's bogus.
there's a difference between smoking a joint in Oregon after finding out your mom died in fucking
Yes.
June or July versus right before the race. Okay, if you want to make that
She knew
argument
the
saying that
timeline,
it'll
though.
add,
She knew the timeline.
if you want to make the argument saying that it's going to increase the focus or whatever, fine. But she's not smoking weed right before the race.
But she knew the timeline. That
If they
were gonna test.
retested her right before the
She
race
knew
and
when
she
the
tested
test was.
positive, okay, maybe you would have a point.
She knew
But
when
this
the
is
test
a
was.
month ahead of time.
And the thing is, I think the only report said that it was in her system still.
Yeah, and she's
Yeah.
she's 21 years old.
And it's like,
not saying she
who
can't
knows how much was still traceable in her system? Mm-hmm. Like, it could have been, like, minimal.
True.
But they would still hold her to it. Like, I don't believe that she should have been disqualified.
If she would have had one more sip of cranberry juice, she might have been
I'm just
good.
saying that when you know what's at risk,
Yeah.
Play in bounds until that can be changed.
And shout out to
'Cause
her
look,
for owning it.
all of us being against it is not going to change their rules.
Right.
Now,
Right.
it would take the athletes, the coaches, teams to stand up and be like, "Hey, we are against this, and if it's not going to change, we're not going to compete."
But okay, would you rather have like her take some Xanax, like some kind of
No.
Hey,
like other
it's the same
pill?
thing. It's the
Yeah,
same thing.
like
Yeah.
why is that
I
okay
agree.
to do? But smoking weed to cope,
I agree. I
It's
agree
not
with
okay.
that.
That makes
I
no
100%
sense.
agree with that.
Right.
okay?
Yeah.
Like if
Is it a bullshit rule? Yes.
Yes, it is.
if you want to protect the integrity of the sport or sports plural, like along with that should be the athlete's mental health and mental well-being as well as their physical, right? So if one
what
of
Naomi
your
Osaka was talking
if
about,
one
and
of
not
your
talking to the
exactly
press.
exactly. So if one of your like viral stars, soon to be competitive people in that race, is disqualified because she smoked weed because her mom died.
Yeah.
Like at a certain point, like okay, disqualifying her, that affects the integrity of the sport. Like if that's what your focus is,
That's what people wanted to see too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like viewership is probably gonna decrease for that event because
Yeah.
she's not there. Like not only are you hurting your ratings, but just the quality of the product that you're putting out on the field is not going to be as good because one of your top competitors is
Facts.
out on some bullshit. It's like what are your priorities exactly?
Now, I don't know who makes the rules as far as like based on like where they're gonna do the games. But right now, I got total beef with the Tokyo Olympics any damn way before this, because they said no. Well, the original article that came out said no Black Lives Matter paraphernalia would be allowed
Oh, I
if you're
heard
out
that.
there wearing it or doing any kind of peaceful protest. You'd be disqualified.
I didn't hear about that.
I didn't hear
And
about that. either.
then, like for swimmers,
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Oh yeah, the
swimmers,
fucking caps.
the
Yeah,
caps.
That's
like
fucking
for
bullshit
what?
for
That's
sure.
straight racist.
come on,
That's
man.
bullshit.
For what?
There is no need to have an elongated fucking.
Who's
cap
it hurting?
on. Like what?
Like
the
why?
fuck?
That's clearly racist.
I mean, in a like, I would think in their minds it's hurting the non-black athletes.
Why?
I'm just saying that's my immediate
Having
thought.
more
is
hair
that
and a bigger
that's their
cap is probably a
justification.
disadvantage.
They're probably
Exactly.
Gonna,
It'll
they're
make
probably
you
gonna
less
think, oh look, it's
dynamic, hydrodynamic.
It's water dynamic, hydrodynamic. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not aerodynamic. Right? So, like, they're probably finding something like that. It's just like how with Simone Biles, she was doing some amazing shit, and they was like, that can't be done no more. Or they found ways to say like either certain things couldn't be done because she was the only one that can do them, because she's just so amazing that they had to find a way to taper down her amazingness.
Yeah,
And it's
they just scared. Black folks coming for gymnastics, swimming, like we coming for all the sports now. Like
All
before,
the
it was
things
like okay,
that originally
yeah,
were
it's like
said
all
are
right,
not
we'll,
black
we'll
sports.
give the niggas basketball, and this shit over here. But swimming, gymnastics, soccer, that'll be for everybody else. But now the gap is starting to narrow, and they're like, okay, we got to find ways to like, let's
That
find some
head cap
loopholes
shit.
to get them out of there.
Right.
You can be a cyclist wearing like the fucking Predator helmet. It's like 6 feet long.
Yeah.
To reduce drag and increase your aerodynamicness. But if you're in the water, you can't wear a larger cap to cover up your natural hair. Like
Right. That does make no
that
sense.
makes no sense at all.
Real quick, I don't know if it's on the list, but that cyclist, the whole what was it,
I
Tour de
was
France?
just
With the sign?
thinking
With
about
the
that.
sign?
I think she got arrested.
They
I
found
mean,
it?
I think so.
I didn't know they found it.
I think so.
that was terrible.
That's
like,
2021
right
at
when
its
it
finest.
started.
Yeah.
And like
My
100
God.
people went down.
Hell yeah, that dude he had his head run over. I was like, is he alive still? I don't
Man.
understand. Like I understand. Like okay, you're in the zone. You're just going.
How
I guess his
how
head
does
was
that
down, but like she
happen?
popped out, and I was like, is he gonna stop? Nope.
He had his head down when he
Yeah,
was biking.
he was in the zone. He just he went
Man.
fucking down. He got
That's
he got
some
run over
hard-ass cardboard,
multiple
hey.
times.
Yeah.
Because all it takes is for one person to lose balance.
Yeah.
And it's
Because
just.
those wheels have no grip at all. They're just smooth ass tires.
Yeah.
They're skinny as hell.
Yep.
And yeah, I guess
That
that
person
cardboard
made
with
to
some
cut
thick
them
ass
corners
shit. That
and-
that French paper is like on some, it's extra bulky.
No, I didn't trust the French, man.
God dang,
Yeah, man.
oh, that was crazy.
Finals.
Okay.
Finals.
Okay.
So
Here we go.
So, and I know you got something to say.
Fuck you, Ben Simmons. Keep going.
The Suns, and more specifically, CP3, Chris Paul, is going to the finals for the first time.
Congratulations.
And for the first time in
His 16-year career.
for the first time in how many years for the Suns?
The Suns since 1993. And the Bucks were 71.
For the first time,
Lou Alcindor.
it was crazy. There was a picture that I seen from 10 years ago. It was Chris Paul when he was still in New Orleans and Monty Williams.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like 2001. Was it?
It's New Orleans.
No, not 2001.
Not 2001.
Maybe like 8 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got drafted in 05.
Yeah.
No, this was 2000.
Maybe 11.
11.
1, yeah.
And then 2021. And like just like the full circle that their careers took to come back together and get to this point.
Yeah.
So that was tight. I was like, that's if it's gonna happen, that will be the way that you probably want it to happen. Like it's with your was Monty his original coach?
I think so.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I mean, with your original coach, y'all came back together, and you're doing this now for the first time in your career, and more than likely, Monty's career, going to the finals.
Yeah,
Like,
it's his first time as a head coach, at least. I don't know if he was an assistant or
Man,
if he was a player. I don't know if he was a player.
man, that's big.
That is big.
The Bucks, they still have at least one more game.
No,
they done.
No, they're in.
They're done. They're in.
They're
Oh
in.
shit, I missed that.
They won on Saturday.
Damn, Atlanta, my bad.
Without Giannis, yeah, I text my man like, sorry about your loss.
Trey Young
Throw me on the
shit the
couch.
bed. You know, I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan because I'm born and raised here, right?
Okay, Luka.
And so so the comparisons between Trey Young and Luka, especially during the playoffs. Oh, Trey Young's in the Eastern Conference Finals.
It's
He's
true,
better. The Hawks won the trade.
It's not a lie.
Is it? I mean, the West is immensely more stronger than the East is. I'm sorry.
Still. Even
So
with
Trey
Brooklyn,
Young
even with
beat
Philly.
the Goddamn Knicks. Okay, congratulations.
They had a good year.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
And he beat the Sixers with Ben Simmons being
Move on.
fucking
Keep
trash.
going.
Yeah. You know, let's talk about the Sixers for a
Nah,
second.
we good.
You know?
Yeah.
And Embiid had a torn meniscus. All right, so okay, cool.
This is the end
And
of
it
the
took
year.
7 games to beat them. All right,
Come on now.
like Luka lost in the first round both years.
I guess that
the
does
playoffs.
speak
Sure.
more to the Sixers.
Can we stop?
Like
What are we doing?
Let's talk about how trash Philly is.
That does require more props to your Sixers.
Does it?
No, it doesn't.
No, I'm saying like if they took it to Game 7 with
We
these
got
injured
out-coached.
guys,
But they
We
were the
got
number
out-point
1
guarded.
seed against
There
the
is-
number 5 seed
Yeah.
with better talent, better.
We
Should've
had
been better
we
coaching,
should be
but
in the
really not.
finals right now, but
Yeah.
there's Ben Simmons on the team.
But anyway, yeah, you know, I got beef
Fuck you,
with
man.
CP3 not because of CP3 as a player, but because of how the media treats CP3. Like they hold him up on this pedestal
I
for
don't know
some
if that's
strange
true.
reason. No, it's completely true. I watch ESPN.
I
Like
mean,
first take with
how many people, especially of recent, have been saying Chris Paul is probably the greatest point guard?
Stephen A. Smith had like a top
Yeah.
5 point guard list. Chris Paul's number 5.
Nah,
John Stockton did not crack that shit.
that's insane.
Exactly. Like
And his peers hate him, by the way.
Chris Paul was
The
an
players
all-star.
hate Chris
He was an
Paul.
all-star this year.
Wasn't he
Why?
Players Association president?
Yeah, they hated him during
team
that
rep?
time. Yeah.
player rep.
Why was Chris Paul an all-star this year, averaging 16 and 8?
I mean, you
Really
look at
that.
numbers though. I mean, impact wise, why was Ben an all star? I mean, his numbers were trash.
Okay, but the guards in the East aren't the guards in the West.
Okay, but Chris Paul, I mean,
Chris Paul made
He's
it
in the
on
finals
before
now.
Booker made it on.
Oh.
Booker was an injury replacement for like Dame or somebody. Like he wasn't even voted in. The coaches didn't even put him in. He was a replacement.
the all star game. The starters are like a popularity contest.
Okay, outside
Yeah.
of the starters,
Okay.
like the
Was he a
reserves.
starter?
No, the reserves. Devin Booker was not a reserve initially until
No, I'm
someone
talking
got
about
hurt.
CP.
No, he was a reserve.
Okay.
Yeah. So the coaches voted him in, which again, that they know basketball more than a fan would in general,
Yeah.
right? So they should know that averaging 16 and 8, that ain't all-star shit. Like
Yeah,
Devin Booker put up 25
it's
points
his
per
name.
game for
Yeah,
the
at some
third
point,
straight
The reason he
season.
got in
it's
before
who
Book,
you
I
are.
don't get it.
At
Yeah,
some point,
but
it's
it's
who you are.
reputation.
Like, oh, that's Chris
reputation.
Paul. That's my guy.
Yeah.
And if you
know?
listen to like ESPN, Bleacher Report, like SportsCenter, like whatever, they all trump Chris Paul as like this
Fuck Trump. Oh.
trumpet. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
My bad. It's the bourbon, you know. They trumpet Chris Paul as you know, this guy who's like elevated this team to this next level, blah blah blah. Which okay, his leadership, his mentoring ability, great. DeAndre Ayton said he's the best thing that happened in my career. Okay,
Yeah.
great. However, the Suns went 8-0 in the bubble without Chris Paul. The foundation was there before he got there.
That's 8-0 though, and that's the bubble though.
What does that mean?
Like the Heat went to the finals. The Heat are ass.
The
Like
Heat-
this, the bubble. You gotta take that as a situation.
I will make the argument. I will die on this hill. I feel like the bubble was like the purest form of basketball out there. There's no fan interference, no fan elevation.
that.
Like the role players, like they don't play the same on the road as they do at home. So just being in the bubble, like cats were just straight
Also,
balling.
Also, in the bubble, because they couldn't just leave without getting
Yeah,
fined,
no travel.
without being
more
able
rest.
to leave. Yes, more rest, but also the mental aspect of
It's only basketball.
you're away from everything that you know for an extended period of time. Like just breaking your norm.
Yeah.
That would affect somebody's play.
I would
and-
counter
and-
that by saying
No, I'm saying like I'm actually going with what you're saying.
But in the later rounds, like the families like came through though, like
Oh,
they
okay.
had the people with them.
You
Like
see the Rondo
first,
picture.
yeah, after
Yeah.
after the first round, like families were allowed to come to the bubble.
Yeah. But
So
I
the
think
Heat
that-
and all them, they
but
had them. They had
long
the
story
people.
short, that's not the norm. The norm is fans.
Yeah.
The norm is these referees. So yeah, that was a special year. I don't think they would have done that this year if Chris Paul wasn't there. They ain't going to the finals. They might not have made the playoffs.
They went to the finals because
AD
fucking
wouldn't
AD and LeBron were hurt. Okay, when AD was healthy, they were down 2-1.
is super
No,
overrated.
they were down 2-1 when AD was healthy. He got hurt. They won 3 straight because he was hurt. All right, cool.
AD is still
Against
trash.
the Nuggets, Jamal Murray was hurt.
I mean, yeah.
So okay,
I mean, it's
swept.
hurt on both sides though.
Yeah.
You just said how Trae Young got all the way to the top.
I'm just talking about Phoenix right now.
Okay.
We can come to Atlanta next, okay? I'm talking about Phoenix right now. So, Lakers were compromised. The Suns were compromised. The Clippers did not have Kawhi Leonard at all the entire series.
Facts.
Okay, so they're in the finals, sure, but their path was definitely easier than it should have been. And if you want to go to the East, okay, yeah, Atlanta went through the Knicks, who haven't been relevant since, 2013? That's when they made the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Then they beat Philly with Embiid compromised and Simmons mentally compromised, right? And then in the Bucks didn't even have their best player for like the last 3 games, and they still lost. Trae Young got hurt on a fluke play, sure.
Yeah.
So this entire playoffs, while I like that it's been unpredictable, it's definitely like, I don't want to say it's an asterisk by it,
About to
but
say, are you an asterisk guy?
I don't want to say I'm an asterisk guy, but like there are arguments you can make for an asterisk.
Same thing last year though.
How?
It's the fucking bubble. The bubble
The
is
bubble,
an asterisk.
the bubble is true
The
hoop.
bubble is an
The
asterisk.
bubble is just pure hoop. That's just like
in a
pickup
whole,
ball.
But okay, if that's true, then normal basketball is not pure basketball.
I mean, people get boosts. Kevin Herter going off in Atlanta, he ain't gonna go off in the bubble. You know what I'm saying? Like Tyler Hero was balling in the bubble just because he was hooping. But
What's the guy
put him
from
on the
Indiana?
road? He didn't do shit.
Oh, and that's part of the game, isn't it?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm saying like last year, I think that was just basketball in its purest form, like just straight hooping.
That could
Like,
be true.
Coaching came through, players came through. Like you could see who was a good coach, who wasn't a good coach.
Mm.
Doc Rivers got fired because he cannot make any adjustments.
I don't want to talk
against
about Doc
Denver.
Rivers.
and again, and then somehow he got hired by Philly and still made no adjustments and lost.
Yeah,
So you know
yeah.
there is that. But yeah, I mean, like I like Chris Paul as a player, but like the amount of attention that he gets and the amount of love and
I think it's
like
his
worship
LeBron
from the media.
relationship too.
Yeah, it's like
it's when
Chris-
it's too much that gets put on it.
yeah, Chris Paul, he may have like tipped the scales in the Suns' favor, but it was already leaning. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't the only person that made them better. Jay Crowder was in the finals last year for the Heat.
Yeah,
he
Jay-
joined the Heat this
Jay's
year,
an impact
or
player.
joined the Suns this year. Yeah, and he's made a huge
an
huge
impact
impact.
guy.
But no one ever mentions his name. It's only Chris Paul. Chris Paul. Chris Paul. You've been in the league for 16 years. You finally made it to the finals for the first
I
time.
will agree he shouldn't be in top
Your
5.
second conference finals at period, right? Like even with like the Lob City, the Hornets or whatever, they went to Pelicans, yeah, right? The Hornets.
They were the Hornets.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
like
Hornets.
you can't even make it to the conference finals, and then with the Rockets, you finally make it one time.
Them Hornets
and
teams are ass.
yeah, you
No
get hurt.
offense. Him and David West. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, that 08
Good
Hornets
times.
team was solid. I remember that
Wasn't
specifically.
Peja still around?
He might have been on that team. Yeah. Like they played the Spurs in the second round, and they were up.
This is probably the first time Chris Paul being in the playoffs, his body didn't just hate him. Because like his body would break down.
Well, it did hit
It's-
him. He
yeah,
got
that-
COVID.
that-
well, yeah,
Got
there's that.
COVID. The first series, he hurt his shoulder.
Yeah, he tore something in his hand. I thought he said.
Yeah, it's like he would always end up with something that would cause him to not be able to go.
Yeah.
Like this is the furthest obviously he's been able to ever go.
Right.
And I mean, if he wins it, granted, yeah, it's a team sport, but if he gets it this time, I think it's one and only.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Unless he
For
jumps
sure.
on the Lakers. Yeah.
Yeah. Nah. Like. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably it. And if he gets it, good for him. But it's not just because of him. That's my entire.
He does
beef.
have the second coming of Kobe apparently on his team.
I mean, offensively, maybe. Yes.
Yeah.
Kobe was definitely a better defender than Booker.
Yes.
Like Kobe
Absolutely.
made multiple, like 10 all defensive teams, something like
I
that.
need there to stop being comparisons to people from previous eras and generations. I need there to stop being this whole second coming of.
Who else would you compare to though?
No, I'm saying it's like it's
Tatum, but keep going.
Tatum.
it's always a comparison to who came before. Like I get, like let's say if you're a player who's on the Lakers and you are a leader of the Lakers and you bring the Lakers to a championship, then yeah, I guess you can say, hey, you are the new leader of this team. You are our new Kobe. You're our new whatever like person who led that team. But it's like this always like it's like the and not to get into this because we've been here a long time, but it's like the LeBron Michael thing. It's like people forget
I could talk for days on that.
that I bet. it's like people forget that eras exist. And people can be the best of their era.
I don't even
and
think Bron's the
don't
best in
have
this
to
era.
be
What?
considered
I think Curry is better than LeBron.
and don't have to be
least
considered
for his
the
MVP.
new version of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't have to like you
Okay.
make a new
No, we're not gonna let that go. We're not.
it's like hey, it's like if you develop a sports car.
Yeah.
How would you feel, really, if you develop a sports car, you put your blood, sweat, and tears, your ingenuity, and everything into it, and all people keep saying, like, man, you guys are the new Mustang. Like, bruh, I'm me.
Yeah.
I'm me. I'm
Yeah.
LeBron.
LeBron
I'm
lives for
this.
that
I'm
comparison,
thi-
though.
I hear what you're
yeah.
saying. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. After a while, it gets tired.
Yeah.
You know, it gets tired.
He said he was chasing Michael's ghost, though.
He
Bet
did say
is.
that.
He ain't
did say
catching
that.
up to it either.
He did say
Yeah.
that. I mean, he wears his number.
I don't think
so.
Kobe cared that much. I don't even think Michael cared that much.
I've
LeBron-
heard he's
Kobe
going
just
back
wanted
to
to be
6.
MJ. He is going back to 6.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
going back to 6. Yeah, you. I mean,
He
y'all
tried to do
seen
that years
y'all
ago,
seen
though.
the video
Yeah.
that I think either I posted or somebody else posted in the group chat where it's like every move was the same.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Kobe
But-
definitely emulated that. man.
But we got to backtrack though because So you're saying Curry is
At
the
least for
greatest
his-
player of this generation?
At least for his MVP season since, except for his hurt year. Curry was definitely the best player in those couple seasons.
Okay, so you're taking 2 seasons as
I'm
the
not
entire
saying
era?
the best. He's better as in the longevity than
Okay,
LeBron.
so Curry got
But-
drafted in 09.
Yeah, I'm
Alright.
not saying his longevity of his career, he's been better than LeBron James. But
So for those 2 years.
those 2 years, and I'd even say recently, like as LeBron's
Recently?
winding down, Curry changed the game.
And LeBron didn't
He softened the game.
soften the game.
Softened the game.
How did he soften the game?
He softened the game because
Because he went to Miami?
his flop that, and then just the way he plays, he just softened the game.
How does he
Because
play?
he
He's not the premier flopper in the league.
He's not the premier flopper, but he made some premier floppers. He probably is the grandfather of the James Hardens. to Joel Embiid.
You were just talking nonsense right now.
Shit.
Hell no.
No, I'm
Hell
telling you.
no.
LeBron, but yes, Curry, he proved it like the way when he was without KD, even with KD, that he was probably the best player. I think he's better than KD.
Without KD, without Clay,
He would've won.
what has Curry done in the last
What
two
you mean?
seasons? In the last 2 years.
Without
By
KD,
himself in the last 2 years, what has Curry done?
You're right. By himself, who can do what by himself?
LeBron, goddammit, that's who. All right, 2018.
In the playoffs.
All right.
He wasn't by himself that whole season.
Okay, first of all, even to qualify for the playoffs, okay, LeBron did that. All right, he has not missed the playoffs. Okay, he missed it in 2019 because he was hurt, right? Besides that, he made the playoffs like what 14 the last 15 years, whatever it's been. Okay, so Curry the last 2 years without Clay, without KD, has missed the
You
playoffs.
can't do that. I mean,
LeBron
and he
carried.
barely
Okay,
missed the
if you want to go back to
In fact,
07,
it was that fluke game this year that he
lost 2
to
games.
LeBron.
2 games. He lost to the Grizzlies.
That
Goddammit.
was bad. That I can't justify
at
that.
home.
But the Lakers game, they gave it to him.
Lost to the
they
Grizzlies
gave
at
it to
home.
Brown.
Okay, but LeBron has literally carried fucking grocery men to the playoffs. Daniel Gibson, where is Daniel Gibson right now?
Grocery
Huh?
man.
I don't know where he's at,
Didn't
but he has a finals appearance, doesn't he?
Ain't that Keisha Cole's baby dad?
Yeah,
he does.
he is.
Yeah.
So he carried Daniel Gibson and like
Good job.
Sasha Pavlovich to the finals.
Sasha.
In 2018, he carried goddamn J.R. Smith doesn't know the score to the finals. George Hill to the finals. Okay, like he's balling. Curry may have been like nuclear in 2016. I'll give you
for
that.
the league when LeBron is in the finals. So
In the
they
finals?
make sure it happens.
Yeah, I mean,
They
but
make sure it happens.
Curry had that one season in 2016 where he was the unanimous MVP for the first time in league
Was that
history,
deserved?
which makes no
Was it
sense.
deserved? What? Was it deserved?
It was deserved, yes,
Okay,
but he should not have
okay.
been the first unanimous
Okay, I'll
MVP.
take that, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, he definitely deserved it.
Alright.
I mean, he was on fire. He made 402 3-pointers, shot like 45% from 3.
Crazy.
Like those numbers are insane.
Yeah.
He definitely deserved it. However, between so LeBron's last MVP was in 2013. So you're telling me between 2013 and now in 2021 there was no season where LeBron deserved it? That doesn't make any sense. Like it's definitely voter fatigue. Like the same way that MJ
Yeah.
has 5,
Yeah.
he should have about 9.
Okay.
And LeBron has 4,
It is
he should have
voter
about
fatigue.
8 or 9 too.
Yeah. But
But greatest player of this generation, clearly, in my opinion, is LeBron. Curry has definitely changed the game, with his outside shooting. Kids coming up these days, they're just jacking up from half court, 40 feet, 30 feet, whatever it is. That's
I
definitely
would
Curry's
say
influence.
LeBron's generation ended when Curry got that MVP.
He's still
Not
in,
even
he's still
KD.
in the league.
Yeah, but
how's it ended?
It's not the same impact though. He don't got the impact he did when he was in Miami. Even his first couple of years.
I'm sorry. Who's the star of Space Jam 2? Is it Curry?
But he's
Is it Curry?
He's
Is it
old
Curry?
as dirt
Is it
now,
Curry?
though.
Is it Curry?
And that movie,
Is it
no one's
Giannis?
thinking
Is it
about-
Giannis?
no one's
Is it
thinking-
Trae Young? Is it Luka? Nah, I think it's
Nah.
36-year-old LeBron James. So I think his generation is still currently going on.
I don't think so.
Space Jam 2.
Space Jam 2 shouldn't have happened.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
That's true. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna hate
watch
watching
it,
it,
too.
but I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
But
When
yeah,
does that come out?
July
16.
16th.
16.
July
Yeah.
16th.
Yeah, it's gonna
I
be
think that
trash.
should be our first movie review.
Hey,
We should watch.
I'm
that.
going to
Okay.
a drive-through to watch it. Just 'cause
drive-thru?
I don't trust taking my kids in the movie
in
theater.
Ennis. Which one you going
In
to?
Fort Worth.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any reason to ever drive out to Fort Worth ever again.
Yeah.
Closest I would do is probably Arlington,
It's pretty hood.
but
Shout out to Fort Worth Jeep Creeps, but
Downtown Fort Worth though
fuck
is
with
like pretty legit. Like if you go out there,
that's what I hear.
like it's pretty legit. It's
Yeah.
it's so much cleaner than
Take
downtown
that
Dallas.
out. I shouldn't have said that.
Oh, what'd you say?
Keep it in.
Shout out to Fort Worth Jeep
Add
Creeps.
it to
Oh,
your
man.
apology tour, But yeah, Bucks and 6. By the way, that's my prediction.
All right,
I don't
Bucks and
predict
6. What do you say?
I say Suns in 7.
Ooh, yeah, I was gonna say Suns and 7.
Yeah.
I say Bucks and 6 with an asterisk that Giannis is healthy. If he's not healthy, then Suns are winning. But if Giannis can actually play and be decent, Bucks and 6.
I think that the defense of the Bucks is going to be hard because they're so tall, they're big, and the Suns are kind of low to the ground.
Who
and
on
they're
the
shooters.
Suns? Who on the Suns can check Giannis?
Nobody. And
Nobody.
Giannis can check, and then their whole squad is defensive. Like you can put Holiday on Booker or Chris Paul, and it'll change the game up. So it'll be difficult.
Yeah.
But
Shit, you can put Middleton on Chris Paul. Yeah, Chris Paul
I
ain't gonna do
think
shit.
I've seen firsthand how foul shots being missed can change a game in a series. So if Giannis,
Are you talking about the Philadelphia
if hack of
76ers?
Giannis happens,
Are you talking about Ben Simmons by chance?
yes. Oh, that hurts. But yeah,
Being a Philly fan, that must be tough.
it's very tough.
Man, hey,
Very tough.
as a
Eagles suck too, by the way.
Yes.
as a Saints fan, I understand having years of tough times being a fan. So, man, I think when we originally talked about recording, especially this first episode and doing our first few, we said that we would lock in for like an hour. Ah, man.
Shit happens.
I mean, look, we was just rolling. So, look, this is our first. I think this was a great first episode. So shout out to y'all.
For sure.
Shout out y'all. Shout out.
Up one more time.
Shout
before
out
we get
Keith
up outta here.
Sweat. Shout out. Who else got free
Keith
press today?
Sweat.
Shout out to
Who
Keith
else got free
Sweat.
press from us today?
Shout out to
Damn.
shout out to Justin Bieber.
Beaver. Yeah.
Shout out to Britney Spears. Shout out to Lil Nas X.
Hey, yo, Matt.
Shout out to
Gang.
Ollie London. Shout out to Chris Paul.
We stay in England.
Oli Oli London changed his name to Oli Korea. Hey, so look, this is
Oldie Soul right there.
hey, this is Keep Elevated. Follow us at keep.elevated. We are on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Pocket Cast. We're on Anchor, obviously. You can follow me, Josiah. I'm at the Mr. David.
You can follow me on Instagram, simply_shady76.
You can follow me, Brandon, at Rowlettkid, ROWLETTKID.
And yeah, we're here to bring content, man. We're here to bring content, more of this banter, as some would say.
And remember,
we have other things that we have planned. I think next time, or we'll actually plan out doing movie reviews. We'll talk conspiracy theories. We'll talk about nature and how trash it really is. We'll get into all these things, man. But tune in, tap in with us. We come in with some good shit, man. And anybody that's listening, especially at this point, thank you, because how often do you get somebody to listen to almost 2 hours of people talking?
It's been 2 hours.
we got to chop this up.
Shit.
Almost. Yeah. Some of this is gonna be bonus.
Yeah.
But either way, this is Keep Elevated. I think this is a good place to end.
And I'm sorry.
That's Chef Soul on the beat cooking up that heat.